Hi everyone! Welcome to Tokyo Kitchen Japanese cooking class. This is Yoshimi. Today I'm going to show you how to make mosaic sushi rolls that looks like a flower. These are what you need to make flower-shaped sushi. I have sushi rice, and if you don't know how to make sushi rice, I have a video. So I put a link for the video in the description below. I also have nori seaweed, sushi mat, rice seasoning called yukari to color the petal part of the flower. And this one is made from Japanese red basil, and because it's basil, it has a flowery, fruity flavor that tastes almost like a hibiscus tea or cranberry. If this is not available, you can use other things as well. Something like cooked and grated carrot to make orange rice, scrambled egg to make yellow rice, or minced beetroot to make purple rice. And some Japanese egg omelette cut into thin strips. And bowl of water to keep your hands wet all the time. Sushi rice is very sticky, so you need to keep your hands wet all the time as you work on sushi. At first, let's prepare colored rice for the petal part of the flower. So put some rice, sushi rice in a bowl and add some rice seasoning. I'm using yukari, but as I said, you can use other things as well to color the rice. Put some, mix this. Now I have colored rice for the petal part of the flower ready. To make a flower shape, you need to cut the nori seaweed. So prepare nori seaweed like this, and you're cutting it into 3 strips. Then you put 2 together and cut this in half. Like this. Then put them all together. And again, cut them in half. Now you have 8 pieces of this mini nori seaweed. And you only need 5 for the flower, so you can eat 3 as a snack. Now you have 5 pieces of mini nori seaweed and 1 full-length nori seaweed. And nori seaweed has front side and back side, rough side and shiny side. And when you put the rice on the nori seaweed, you always put it on the rough side of the nori seaweed, so the shiny side goes outside your sushi, so it's prettier. Let's make the petals first. So prepare 1 mini nori seaweed in the middle of the sushi mat, horizontal, with the rough side facing up. With your hands completely to the palm, like this. Take a little bit of rice, colored rice, about this amount, and gently squeeze it to a long shape like this. Place it in the middle of this mini nori seaweed. Make sure it goes from the left edge to the right edge. No gap on both ends, and it's even. It's not high in the middle or it's not low at the end. It's even, and using your finger, you just roll it up. Like this. Mini sushi. About the size of your pinky, I think. And we are making 5 pieces of this one, so let's move to the next one. Horizontal, rough side up. Make sure your hands are wet all the time, so keep wetting your hands. Some people want to add extra water here to seal nori seaweed, but you never do that. That will make your sushi soggy. To seal, you just put it with the face down, and it will stick together with the moisture of the rice. So now I have 5 petals, so let's assemble it into flower shape. So prepare full-length nori seaweed, vertical, rough side facing up, with your hand. And take about golf ball size rice, like this, and put it in the middle. And you spread this all over this nori seaweed, other than pinky size gap at the top, at the bottom. make sure you leave pinky size gap at the top at the bottom. It's very easy to add rice, but it's very difficult to remove rice. So you always start with a little amount of rice, which is a golf ball size for this one. And if this is not enough to cover other than the pinky size gap, you can add little by little, but make sure to start with a little amount. Split it. I need some more rice. I'm adding some rice here. To cover other than the pinky size gap. And then you take 2 petals and put them together like this and put it in the middle. And put 1 omelette, thin strip of Japanese omelette on top. And then put the other 3 petals together like this and put it on top. And here, when you see it from the side of your sushi, it should be looking like flower already, or ish. This is how it looks like when you see it from the side. You can see petals are touching each other. There isn't any gap between the petals. So squeeze the petals together so they stay together. And then you lift up both ends of this long full-length nori seaweed and stick them together. You don't roll it in, you stick it together. And gently squeeze it down to lock the flower so the flower is not loose. Squeeze it down. And you have this rim. You fold the rim onto one side, whichever you like. And flip it over so the seam is facing down. Then prepare clean film on your sushi mat and put your sushi at the bottom of the clean film and roll it up tight. As tight as it can go. And tuck both sides loose. And put it aside and let it sit for about 5 minutes to settle. After 5 minutes resting, you cut it into 3 slices. You need a knife and you also need this soaking wet cloth. This cloth is to clean your knife so your knife is always clean and slightly wet. Just like your hands, knife should be wet and clean all the time. So every time you slice, make sure to clean the knife using this soaking wet cloth. So into 3 slices. So let's clean the knife using this wet cloth so that it's nice and clean and slightly wet. And when you cut sushi, make sure you slice. You don't chop. Make sure to slice. And if the knife starts to squish your sushi, don't go any farther. You just back off and clean your knife again and try again. Every time you slice, clean the knife. And your flower sushi is ready. So let's remove the film, clean film, and serve it on this plate. When you serve your sushi, make sure you have the photogenic side facing up. Now, your flower sushi is good to go. So this is everything for today, and thank you so much for watching. If you bring the flower sushi to a potluck party, your friends will be impressed. I hope you enjoy making the flower sushi and surprising your friends. More videos coming up, so make sure to subscribe and don't forget to turn the notification bell on so that you don't miss anything. Bye for now and see you in next video.